Welcome back to the Upper Tier Podcast, football podcast we bring you each and every day at this stage on the Dynamo Podcast Network. Head over to YouTube, smash that subscribe and bell notification button. Joining me tonight, North London Derby preview, the big game of the weekend, Super Sunday, 4:30 on Sky. Graeme, how are we doing?
I'm all good, Niall. All good.
Good to see you back. I know you were feeling a bit under the weather, but nothing like winning a penalty shootout in a Carabao Cup to up the old, raise the old feeling, not too bad at all.
I agree.
I suppose before we get into the detail of it, what you're making, Arsenal and sort of Spurs have kind of traded positions over the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
What you're feeling around Spurs at the moment?
Well, I was always on the Monday mashup, and I was in a good humour a few weeks ago when we were top of the table with 9 points, and Arsenal were near down the bottom with 0. And now, fast forward a few weeks, we're still on 9 points, and they're on 6. So we go into this Sunday, they could go level with us, and their miserable start of the season would mean nothing, So it's not looking good. We're not playing great. It's well, we scored 2 goals tonight. I was saying, oh, maybe this is a sign of something, and then we fucking blew the 2-goal lead. Obviously, we went through on the penalty shootout, but the cup means nothing. The league is where it's serious business, So we need to score at least 2 or 3 against Arsenal on Sunday. I can't see us scoring 3. 2 at the most.
Well, Arsenal are coming into this with their tails up somewhat. I mean, after a 1-0 against Norwich and a 1-0 against Burnley. Now, I know they're not like big opposition and stuff like that, but still, 2 clean sheets and you have to get 2 wins. Club, Arteta, the whole lot were under serious pressure being bottom of the league with 0 points. You guys have kind of fallen away a little bit. Obviously, you were missing a few players for that first game. But then the game at the weekend against Chelsea, although there was a workman-like sort of first half put in, it crumbled a lot in the second half, didn't it, really, with Chelsea coming through. Dele Alli letting Thiago sneak in for that header, what a header it was, but turning away. Then the deflected goal. It just seemed like there was a kind of a soft underbelly there. Kane seemed like he was never in the game. And it just it was Chelsea just imposing themselves on the game.
I was watching the first half in work there on Sunday, and I was saying, geez, we played so well in the first half, especially the first 20 minutes. We could have went 1 or 2 up.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, we went in at half time thinking that, we'll take a point here. Obviously, the way we played in the second half was just terrible. Obviously, we changed the formation. We changed from attacking to defensive, thinking, we'll take a point here. And then, obviously, Chelsea went in and changed their tactic as well, and then upped a bit. And then they blew away and scored 3. That was the end of that.
I think the change of Mount and N'Golo Kante coming in was pivotal, wasn't it, really?
Yeah.
It was a massive change. What you're thinking on Nuno so far? I mean, he obviously started off really, really well in those first 3 games, but it seems to have slidden slightly, hasn't it? In terms of the confidence.
It's no offense to Wolves, but this is kind of his bigger club to manage, and then obviously coming in as the new manager, he had this this Kane situation thrown at him. Didn't know how Kane was going to perform or react, but and then obviously with the good start, well, I know 3-1 wins, and then the international break hit us, and we were hit with the injuries and the situation with the Argentinian players. I think that hit us the most, and then we're taking a hit from that at the minute. But the next 5 games will prove to see where we are, because if I know we're on two defeats on the bounce at the minute. I know people saying oh, Spurs, they're not really good enough for the top four at the minute. Okay, so like I said, the next 5 games would prove, like, if we drop another three defeats out of 5, like, we could be 10 points off the top 4, like, after only 10 games, like, and stretching for a Europa League place. But anyway, we'll see how things go.
Yeah, it's a kind of a weird conundrum, isn't it, when you think that, like, you were playing such good football without Kane in the team, and then Kane comes back into the team. You would expect him to come back in and push it on. But what's happened is, and I think he's kind of disrupted what Nuno was doing a little bit in terms of, I find when Harry Kane's on the pitch, and look, we know he's an outstanding striker, there's no doubt about it, his record speaks for itself, but he kind of smothers the ball a lot, doesn't he? He hangs onto the ball an awful lot and stuff like that. Whereas I noticed in your first couple of games when you were playing, you were moving the ball up front much quicker. And the ball was moving around, zipping around. Now it's a more slower, methodical sort of build-up. So I'm just wondering if a little change there might be something that could help. I looked at the head-to-heads there today. Arsenal won the last one, obviously, but, they lost the 2 before it. And then the 2 before that were draws. So there's not a lot in this. It's the flip of a coin, really, isn't it? Both teams have. I think you're both going to have full strength teams, aren't you? By the looks of it.
near about.
I don't think anyone's out at the moment. I'm looking at Arsenal going out with, like, Ramsdale, Tomiyasu, White, Gabriel, Tierney, Partey, Xhaka. What do you make? Is Xhaka going to come back in? Do you think they'll put him back in there? I think they will they?
I think they will, because it's the Spurs. They'll put in whoever's available. Whoever's there to put in, their strongest 11 possible.
Yeah.
Because, it's the derby.
But Xhaka, after everything that happened there with the sending off and stuff like that, I mean, that's going to be a big call for Arteta, isn't it? But I think he might need a bit of his steely grit in there for this derby game.
Well, that's it. It's like, if a player like Xhaka, like, wins the game for Arsenal, I'll be forgiven. So it was the same team the other day with United, with Lingard, when he cost a defeat from United against Young Boys, and then the other night scoring the winner.
I used to hear
all is forgiven. Yeah. It only takes one game and you're forgiven.
Yeah. How do you expect to line up? You're thinking, I mean, obviously Lloris and that's, I'd imagine. Emerson, Romero, Dyer, Reguilon at the back.
Well, that should be near about the back 4, but he keeps changing every week. He's flopping and changing every week. He's putting Dyer in defence, he's putting Dyer in midfield. The new lads coming in, Gil and Romero, and he's giving other lad a chance. He's giving Dele Alli another chance. He's giving it in Double A another chance. So you have the likes of Højbjerg and Lo Celso saying, why are these lads getting in? Like, where's my place going? So
yeah, I think he'll play both of them. I think he has to play Højbjerg in there and Lo Celso.
Yeah.
And I think from Arsenal's point of view up front, they'll go with Pepe, Odegaard, Saka, and Aubameyang. I think they'll go pretty strong with a 4-2-3-1. I think you guys will line up sort of in a 4-3-2-1 or a 4-3-3 maybe as they push on.
Yeah, something like that.
What you thinking of Dele Alli at the
moment? He's a bit 50-50 for me. He's I know he's been in the sides the past few weeks. Obviously, Nuno is giving him another life because he wasn't seem to be getting looking in with when Mourinho was there. So he haven't scored, I don't think. So I don't know. He's not himself the way he was about 5 years ago. He was.
I think he played well in the first couple of games, didn't he? He was putting himself about, but I just thought Nuno would expect a hell of a lot more from him than that turning away the other day for that Thiago header. I mean, that was very poor, really.
I just think that the way Dobby got rid of Pochettino, I think it just hits. I think it just hit a few of the players kind of the wrong way. Like, like I said, with Dele Alli, like when Pochettino was there, Dele Alli was phenomenal, scoring a hat trick here and there. But like he's lost something. I think it's just one of their managers. Obviously, he liked, and he thought there was something happening here. But obviously, with him going, it was Dele Alli. It's not. He's not himself.
Yeah. I don't know. I just can't put my finger on the situation with Dele Alli. I mean, he's such a talented boy, you know.
Yeah.
It's just he just doesn't show up enough, you know. And as I said against Chelsea the other day, that was very, very poor. Like to see Thiago running from that distance, know what's going to happen, and to just let him skate in there and do that and unchallenged and turning your back away from it all, and then looking like what happened and all. It looked really, really bad, you know what I mean? In terms of the danger from Arsenal, of course, the man in the picture, Aubameyang, is always a very dangerous prospect.
Oh yeah, always, yeah.
Pepe looks like he's returning to form and stuff like that. A very dangerous player, and of course, we know what Saka can do. The young lad, absolutely outstanding. But Odegaard seems to be finding himself as well. Scored a cracker of a free kick there at the weekend against Burnley. So they just seem to be finding form at the right time. Where you guys have kind of slipped away a bit. But again, because it's a North London derby, I mean, the tail of the tape on these derbies is you never know.
Anything can happen. Yeah.
But definitely a massive game for both managers. In terms of predictions, what are you thinking?
Me, the way we've been going the past few games, I just can't see us winning it. Unless we put off something, like unless I know I keep saying we can't keep relying on Kane and Son. The Lakers have if a Highbury or somewhere or someone changes the game for us, but because it's at the Emirates, I think we always take a point. But the way we have been with 2 defeats, we kind of need a win from somewhere. But I think a win at the Emirates against Arsenal would do nicely.
Be huge, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think one might scrape it, maybe a 3-2 or something.
So you're expecting a high scoring game anyway?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go for a high scoring draw. I'm gonna go for 2-2. 2-2. That's what I'm gonna go for, because I think Arsenal have showed signs of coming back and stuff like that. But again, the opposition they've been up against, you would expect a lot more against the likes of Norwich or Burnley. But they did get the job done 1-0 in both occasions. So I just think, I don't know, they're coming up against Spurs now, and this is a top 6 match, really, isn't it, when you think about it?
Yeah.
So I'm not too sure. It's really, are Arsenal really back to where they need to be in terms of their performances, or is the results against Norwich and Burnley just a flash in the pan?
The team,
when they come up against the likes of the Spurs. And again, with Spurs, is their form, and they're going to be able to recapture your form. But I mean, if you can't get up for a North London derby, when you're going to get up, you know what I mean? This is the all and end all for both these teams, really, in terms of derbies. But look, listen, pleasure having you on. I know you're not feeling too well, so I'm not going to keep you too long under the weather.
I know, Reece.
Speedy recovery real soon, mate, because it's a great weekend action coming up and stuff like that. You were missed badly the other night on the Monday mashup. With great cracking the lads throughout.
I'd say so.
I told them you were a bit under the weather. They reckoned it was because of Spurs. I definitely not. I said, because he always comes on regardless of the results. Graeme always shows up. So until next time, this has been your North London Derby preview. Arsenal versus Spurs at the Emirates, 4:30 Sunday. Get on it. As always, videos, Dynamo Podcast Network on YouTube. If you want to contact the show, we're on Facebook and Instagram, the Upper Tier, on Twitter at _upper_tier. And if you want to listen to audio versions of the show, if you don't want to look, of course, at me and Graeme, I know Graeme's feeling a little bit under the weather, but however, if you don't want to see our lovely faces, you can catch us on Spotify, Podbean, or iTunes for audio versions of the show. Graeme, till next time, my man.
No worries.